does it?
What you trying to say?
Is it difficult to date? Like,
Well, you know, what's difficult is that people say, "Oh, you're so intimidating." Now you've met me. Am I intimidating?
I don't know.
Rube, am I intimidating? No, the answer. I'll go first. No, I'm not. But somebody said to me once, they said, "Gail, look at your shoes." And I looked at my shoes. What's wrong with my shoes? Look at your bag. Look at your coat. Look at your friends with Oprah. You know, a guy looks at that and goes, "I can't compete with that." But my thing, it's not a matter of competing. It's not. I'm not looking for somebody to compete. You want somebody who has a sense of humor, who's very secure, who's not intimidated by whatever all of this is, that just sees you for you. You know, I went on a date and I was really excited, very excited about it. We'd gone out maybe 2 months, and then he said he really needed to talk to me. He wanted to have a private conversation. Okay, sure. What is it? Do you think you could lend me $4,000? And I'm like, oh God.
He jumped out with 4,000 out the gate.
I know. It's so funny.
That's the water.
You know what Oprah said? God, I would have felt better if he had said $40,000.
Just wear your purse. There you go. Get out here.
I don't carry cash, but
They just asked you to cash app him now.
Huh?
You just could have cashed app him now.
I know, guys, but I was so crushed because here's somebody who was making, 6 figures, successful. And when I said, could I ask what it's for? He said, yeah, it was for a child support issue and to pay a payment on some furniture. I know, because oh God, this is just getting worse. And I said, okay. And he said, this was Sunday, and he said, I promise I'll pay you back by Thursday. I promise I'll pay you back Thursday, okay? But I wrote it because I thought it had to be very difficult for him to ask me. And so I wrote it, and I just figured that would be that. And he did pay me back on Thursday. But I didn't feel the same. I didn't feel the same.
All right, fellas, look. And this is coming from how I feel about this situation as a man. It's already difficult for a man to say that he not feeling good, or he's sick, or he's struggling with something mentally. It's in general, it's already tough for a man to even express himself like that. So when you go on a date with a woman such as a Gail King, and not even so much as a Gail King, because she's so much of a small dynamic, like she's so much of the 0.01% of women, especially black women in the United States, that it's an outlier. But just in general, because you do have some women who are doing well, and I could only imagine a woman who is doing pretty good for herself to date a guy and to maybe start to really like that guy, and probably has went on a few dates with that person, and then one day out of the blue that person just says, hey, can I talk to you in private? Let me hold about $4,000 because I got this child support situation going on, and then I got some furniture in the house that I just gotta pay it off, man. You think I can get about $4,000? I can imagine the way that woman will then begin to feel about that man, to where it's like, damn, I really did like this dude. You know what I'm saying? We went on a few dates. The conversation and everything was cool. The vibe was good. And now, just out of the blue, he needs to borrow $4,000 from me. Damn, man, you just like, you the reason why we can't just date a regular dude. Now, mind you, she said that this dude made over six figures, you know, and having money is relative, but just to have always been successful for quite some time. You're friends with Oprah, a billionaire. You're hanging in those circles, and then you got a guy who's making six figures, but in the grand scheme of things, based on the level that Gail King is probably on, you know, six figures is probably a drop in the bucket for the most part. But not to take away from that person that's making six figures because it's still within the 10% of earners in the United States. But for a person that you probably went on a few dates with to all of a sudden say, hey, let me hold something, man, I can imagine how that can probably be difficult to continue to pursue. And so, with all that being said, I guess I can then speak on how I feel about that kind of thing, which you probably already know based on my tone with this whole situation. But I just feel like as a man, I I don't have it in me to ask a woman for anything, even if I really needed it. I just maybe it's a man's pride, maybe it's I don't know, maybe it's just pride. But I just can't picture myself asking a woman for anything. I can't like I'm the type of person to where I don't even feel comfortable asking a man for anything. You see what I'm saying? And that's not to say that people shouldn't reach out for help if they really need it. Um it's just my personal belief. It's just the I've never really been in a position to where like I've always had to as a man, I've always thought in terms of I just got to figure it out. I just got to figure this situation out. My thoughts as a man has never, I don't think one time in my life has ever been to pick up the phone and say, hey man, I need X, Y, and Z. Not to discredit anyone who has, because you know, everybody needs some help sometimes. But just I'm speaking from my life experiences and just the way I think is I just don't feel comfortable asking a woman for something. Even if I really, really needed it, I'm just the type of person to where I have to figure it out for myself. And so anyway, I just thought this was a crazy situation that I thought this was a crazy story from Gail King. And hey, much respects to her because hey, um she dated what will probably be a regular dude within the circles that she run in, and she gave it a shot. So you can't really say that she ain't real for doing that. I feel like Gail King is a very real person for going on a date with someone based on not how much money they have, but based on, hey man, I might really like this person. You know what I'm saying? That's real to me. But anyway, what y'all think about this situation, man? Like, comment, subscribe. Let me see what you think in the comments, and you know, maybe we can have a follow up or something, man. It's your boy Be Straight. Subscribe to your boy, man. We trying to do some big things, man. So let's see what it do, man. Let's create some dialogue, man. I'm gonna get with y'all boys later.